I think we're live.
Yeah, we are live right now.
Oh, there we are.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a delay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, here we are. This is another exciting edition of Look What I Found. If you know this segment that we like to do on Facebook Live, it is where I find something and I just bring it to you, and it could be anything. That's why it's called Look What I Found. And I like to have guests, and I have a special guest today. Why don't you tell the viewers who you are and your title here so they understand your role in what this was found?
Sure. Well, I'm Chase Nunes. I am one of the awesome KOMO engineers here.
He makes things go.
Yes.
Believe me, the people you see on the TV, they are not doing most of the work around here. It's people like him who actually keep us on the air so you at home can see us. So he does an incredible job, and you don't hardly ever get to see him, so I'm glad he's on here today so you can see what he looks like. Because there's lots more just like him who are doing a lot of work around here.
Oh, yeah. We got a great team, awesome people, and just happy to be here to help you out today.
Now, typically it's something that I found, but it's not, in fact, it's something he found, and it was so amazing that I wanted to share it with you, and it's hidden within this file here,
right.
This thick file.
Secret documents.
Typically on this segment, I've had to like hold things up, and then you'd have to like, just get, but because you're an engineer, you figured out a way to actually show you these pictures in a much better way so you can see them more close up, and then we can talk about them.
Yes, that's right.
All right. So now, what did you find? I'm going to let you give the reveal here.
Yeah. So one of our engineers, Tim Moore, was doing some work out on Vashon Island, which is where our KOMO AM transmitter is located. And while he was out there, he discovered some awesome historical photos.
You're not playing this up enough.
No.
In the TV world, we would have said, found on a remote island, buried for decades.
In dust that is more than a mile deep.
Yes, exactly.
Thick underground, we have found awesome pictures.
Photos.
Going way back. Now, these are black and white photos.
Yeah.
Now, we could, show them to the camera.
But there's an easier and a better way.
There is more high-tech stuff.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. All right, so let's show them off.
Okay, let's show off these pictures because now this picture right here, this is what?
So this is the outside of the KOMO radio and then turned into radio and TV studio. This was built back in the 40s. This was at 4th and Denny here in Seattle. And
pretty much where we are now, except maybe half a block over.
Correct, yeah.
Now these people out front, they're probably in a lineup to get in and see or
to check out the new studio.
To hear. Oh, this was the grand opening.
Grand opening. This was a 3-story facility. It also had a huge basement with a studio down in the bottom as well. But the cool thing about this is you also see that NBC logo, or the NBC letters. When KOMO started back in the 40s, as far as television, when KOMO went on the air for TV, they originally were an NBC affiliate. So back in 1953, they went on the air for TV, and we were affiliate for 6 years until 1959. Wow. So yeah, this was the outside of the building where people were lining up to check out the interior. What's
interesting is that this building was used for a very, very, very long time.
Yes, it
eventually was added on to, and then eventually it got torn down.
Yeah.
But when I was an intern back in the day, and then eventually working the assignment, I worked in this building.
Oh, wow.
So I remember this building.
So this picture doesn't have the FM transmitter that was constructed next to the station. This was before that. But yeah, there's some really cool pictures here. Now this... I wish some of these were in color, but unfortunately weren't. This picture here is of the front reception desk area.
Wow, that mural is really incredible, and I think it's supposed to indicate sort of the broadcast. You see that it's going up into the atmosphere.
Right, yeah, and we looked at some of these pictures really closely, and you could see some of the football players in the top right-hand portion there. We speculate, Huskies there.
Husky football.
Husky football. But a lot of these were, personalities of the time. This mural was done by E.T. Grigware. And there's a great
known mural artist.
Known mural artist. And actually, you can go ahead and check out the Seattle radio broadcasting book. It's basically History of Seattle Radio by John F. Schneider. It's got some great more historical photos in there as well.
Dare I ask what happened to this mural?
I don't
know. You think it might have gotten painted over or torn down with the building?
I don't know. A little trivia here, the receptionist there, that box there that you see on the right, that's a switchboard.
So she's like taking calls.
She's actually pulling cables, pushing into different jacks, routing calls and that.
And she's saying Jack Benny isn't actually here.
That's right.
You have to call L.A.
So this picture here is when you walked into the old building. You would look down this long corridor. And then on the right-hand side there would be the radio studios. And so you can see some caricatures of characters that you would hear on the radio back in the day. Also, if you look behind the gentleman going into the studio, we believe it's one of the former chief engineers of the station.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what's really crazy is I also worked for KOMO Radio way back, even like I'm not even telling, long time ago.
Yes.
And this was still in use.
Oh,
This door he's going into is one of the radio studios where I would actually work in there, dubbing off things, commercials and stuff like that. It didn't look exactly like that.
Right.
Obviously, it had been updated, but it's weird. I'm getting flashbacks.
Oh yeah, and then you could see, you know, the little ash
'Cause everybody was
ashtray
smoking.
Everybody was smoking back in the day. You know, think Mad Men. Now, this is one of my favorite pictures here. This is, you know, in between the two different radio studios. So in the far back, you could see an orchestra. In the center, you could see the director directing. Then you see the talent here, you know, in front. I just think this is really cool. You see everybody. Just
I wonder if
get
it's a
ready.
radio drama, and maybe those are the two actors, and that those music was to give it suspense.
Oh yeah, live music. I mean, it's just really cool stuff. And now some pictures of some of the equipment.
A picture only an engineer could love.
That's right. But you could just see the attention to detail. Some of
This is the inside of a what?
This is a part of the transmitter equipment.
Oh, the transmitter. That's how the signal
Well,
got out
some
there.
of the transmitter.
Don't
equipment.
touch, you might burn.
Oh
your
no,
finger.
and shock yourself.
Yeah,
It's pretty wicked stuff here. These are just some of the knobs and the dials and the meters in the control room of the old radio studios. Just really cool stuff. A lot of this was made by RCA, as you can see.
When I see old pictures like this, I think about the kind of historical broadcasts that might have gone through a radio board like that. You know, people listening to coverage of World War II or,
yeah.
you know, the moon mission or something like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just really, really cool. Here's some more control room switchboards, as you can see here. That's actually where an engineer would sit as they were directing or, you know, adjusting the audio from the different studios there, as you can see.
That's very impressive.
This is a picture of our transmitter site out on Vashon Island.
So this is where these photos were found.
Yes, that is correct.
Wow.
Yeah, so the three sticks there, the three antenna, basically transmit the KOMO signal, the KOMO AM.
To this day, they're still standing, still there.
They are still there, yes, and
All
we
right.
still go out there regularly for maintenance and upkeep. There's another nice wide shot.
I bet there's
there.
houses all around them now.
Yep.
Those trees are
but
probably
the
long
space,
gone.
But the space around the transmittals is still, you know, manicured and mowed and kept up, and a fence that we have to keep up as well. Here's a nice kind of side picture of the transmitter building. There used to be someone that would live there and actually maintain the site. Now, thanks to, you know, automation.
Now, thanks to robots.
That's right. Thanks to robots. But, you know, also thanks to hardworking people. And here's a picture here of an engineer working on some of the equipment. This picture's from the 80s.
Much more modern there.
And that's right. Much more modern. We have a digital watch, so we can't claim this was that old. But yeah, more engineers were just working on equipment.
I like the wood paneling.
And then we're back to the
Well,
start.
it is really amazing, you know, when you think about the history. You know, KOMO, of course, in like a lot of TV stations, started as a radio station and then
Yeah.
eventually became TV. And it's interesting that we, you know, after all these years, we are actually not too far from that location. You know,
No.
right where that, you know, I mean, it was right over there.
Right. Well,
And-
yeah. Well, I was going to say back in the 50s, there was a KOMO FM that the Fisher family tried to get started. It didn't
Yeah.
happen. And originally the TV transmitter was supposed to be here.
Oh, really?
But they relocated up on the top of Queen Anne.
And I'm sure there's probably people, you know, who remember driving 4th and Denny, the landmark of the big KOMO call letters. That's back when back in the
Neon,
day.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting, Chase.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
very much, and I'm glad you guys found that. And I hope you enjoyed that trip down memory lane. You know, you and me, I like old things. So
Oh yeah, and right when I spotted them, I was like, I got to show Theron these. These are just really cool pictures, and yeah, we find so many old historical things all the time.
I think if you find some more things, we're gonna have to start calling it "Look What You Found."
That's right.
That's what we'll have to do.
Fair enough.
But again, thanks for watching, and thank you for being with us. And I hope that you enjoyed this. If there's anybody that you know that would like these, maybe since this is Facebook, maybe they can forward it to somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how Facebook works. You share it, right?
Share and like. That's
Yes,
what
exactly.
They
It's
say.
so modern now. Anyway, have a great day. I'm going to click this button here,
Yeah, we
and
got it.
hopefully we'll see if we can end this broadcast.
All right. See you guys. Bye.
See ya.